the rapid response to COVID, I think, has been fascinating. And we've seen it not only from government, but also from business, and in particular the financial services sector, although we're seeing it in other areas such as the property sector, telecoms, and all areas where we have a reach out to large numbers of customers, but also have highly regulated businesses. I think that in the rush to help solve the situation or help soften the blow for people, there will naturally be mistakes. Whether it's in government incentives and how they're being dealt with, or whether there'll be mistakes that happen in banking, or whether it's in the businesses that are applying for those support mechanisms, there will be honest mistakes. I think there'll also be a sort of cohort who are seeking to exploit that situation and exploit the gaps that are created. So, we can't let our guard down on things like cybersecurity, anti-money laundering, and making sure that our fraud systems are really up to date. Certainly in my business, we've seen a lot more email type fraud attempts. The sort of casual sending of an email with an invoice to pay from someone you've never heard of, that sort of thing. And I think that level of fraud is probably going to happen across the whole economy. And we need to be conscious of that and making sure that we've put the safeguards in place so that we can recoup those funds. Further to that, we've got this acceleration of trading, which is going to happen with open banking and a few of the technical sort of advances that we've had over the last year. So transactions can happen at the speed of light. Money can be transferred so quickly from bank account to bank account that it's going to be really very, very difficult to reclaim those monies once the fraud's detected. So all the more reason to get out in front of it. I think though, beyond that, we really also need to focus our efforts on areas which will evolve as a result of the damage that has been done to the economy. And by that, I mean, looking at the crisis, looking at the individuals who are affected by it, and making sure that we are not ending up in a compliance situation with regard to things like loans in trouble, people not being able to repay loans, people's credit report being adversely impacted by this, and potential also for further exploitation of vulnerable people. And by that I mean the elderly. It may mean that people within nursing homes who have got increased levels of lockdown are having to rely on others to assist them with their financial transactions, which could open our businesses up to all sorts of compliance issues there. I think the banks are certainly aware of that. The electricity companies, the telecoms, those sort of organisations are going to have to focus on that as well, making sure that we're looking after those really vulnerable people in this time.